Zealand, what are the laws surrounding surrogacy? It's not something I've ever had to think about on this because it's not a situation I've been in. So what does surrogacy look like? Is it like, I see a lot of media online in America. It's about, you find your surrogate.
Yeah.
She gets pregnant, has the baby, and it's you.
In New Zealand, our laws are very old and outdated.
Yeah.
I think it's still the 1840s or 1940s or somewhere.
It's a
very old law. Like all the lawyers and stuff that I've been talking to around it have said that that's so old. Even they agree it should change. So we aren't allowed to pay for a surrogate like overseas.
So you can't pay.
No. So there's absolutely no I can pay a surrogate to be a surrogate.
So
it's not a job.
So not compensate. You're not allowed to compensate a surrogate, but the law is also very clear that if you do use a surrogate, she's not allowed to go without any needs. So she's not allowed to have any needs while she's a surrogate. Meaning, you can work out a plan of. I wouldn't say compensation. Let's say, does she need food vouchers because she's eating extra when she's
buying maternity clothes,
buying maternity clothes, things like, for instance, helping her to get to appointments, maybe Uber or things like that. So that is on the intended parents to make sure that lady doesn't go without any concerns or any problems or any needs.
So what would that look like? Was it like buying vouchers for your surrogate? Or like if your surrogate was in town, would it be, hey, we'll take you to your appointments, or here's a couple of fuel vouchers or something?
I think all of the above. And I think it's an open discussion as well.
Yeah.
It's sort of like what does the surrogate need and what can we provide? We're lucky to be in a good, in a comfortable situation where we can have that conversation with her and say, hey, not direct compensation, but what can we do? Yes, definitely food vouchers, countdown vouchers, Woolworths vouchers, and New World vouchers, or even things like gift cards for farmers, or a place where you can.
I think it's a discussion that needs to be had between us and the surrogate.
Yeah.
And we're very open, transparent people. We know what the law states and what is allowed and not allowed, and I'm sure the surrogate would know that as well. So
but also, I mean, we've spoken to surrogates in the past, which I thought was amazing to get this knowledge. And the one lady we spoke to that had a baby for another couple, she knew that during her pregnancy she will have issues with her lower back.
Right.
So that was part of the conversation, was that the intended parents was going to pay for her chiropractor during the pregnancy. Yeah. Which I think that's quite fair, because you know that is a pregnancy related issue. And we need to help with that. So that's where that's where we at this stage. It's like it's a conversation. What is your needs? What can we help? How can we help? I mean, if you look at any other relationship, maybe a heterosexual relationship, you have the husband supporting the woman going through pregnancy.
Not always, but generally.
Oh, let's say generally. But we would need to support her through this pregnancy, and that's what we would like to be as well. We want to be part of the pregnancy. We don't want to be the
go with the checkups.
Here's a sample, and then
see you in 9 months.
See you in 9 months. Thank you for the gift. Goodbye. That's not what we would like to do.
No, that's not you guys. No. That's how I know you. That's definitely not you. So then, in terms of a surrogate, can anyone be a surrogate?
As long as they've completed their family. That's one of the biggest, I think, requirements. From a legal aspect, and also just because they've completed their family, then they know they go into it level-headed. So that's, if they want to be a surrogate, let's talk. That's sort of the conversation we can have.
Yeah.
And it's definitely something that's not just, oh, I want to be a surrogate and they jump into it. It's something that someone really thinks about and have thought about for some time before they made the decision. Maybe spoken to the family about it to get that support from their aspect as well.
So that's really important for the surrogate as well, to have support from their partner if they've got one, and their kids.
Yes. Although even the parents, like, just have it, you know, I think it's good for the surrogate to also have support on her end.
Yeah.
And that's actually quite a nice segue into talking about afterbirth. So, you know, what does that relationship look like afterwards? We don't want a co-parent, so obviously, you know, we will be the parents. But open conversation about how much would the surrogate want to see the baby. Maybe she would like some updated photos every Christmas, or maybe she wants to be invited to birthday parties. You know, that's something you talk to and consider. Yeah. Especially like Quentin said, if there's family involved, you know. Sometimes for the surrogates, it's not as, they don't think as far as maybe extended family, but there might be a grandmother who says, well, I might want to have a picture here, you know, and I think that's an absolute open conversation.
And I think there's always the opportunity for the child to know that was the surrogate, or, you know, that's where I come from.
Yeah.
I think it's very good to be transparent in that aspect as well.
Yeah. And do you think the surrogate would be introduced as, hey, this is your mum, or this is Auntie whoever who was your surrogate?
Our surrogate, yes.
Yeah.
I think I've had a bit of thought about that, and I think we would not necessarily like to use the word mum, because I think then sometimes children might think, why did my mum give me away? I don't know if that's a good connotation, but she can be the special auntie that carried you in her belly for 9 months, and she was the person who gave us this amazing gift. So there's different ways, and being open and transparent with kids from day one. I think that's the best outcome for everybody. I mean, even if you talk to people like Oranga Tamariki, that's what they usually would say, that would be their, sorry, that's the chickens. That's what they would advise, is have an open conversation with the child, have an open conversation. Here's your surrogate, here's pictures of your surrogate. That's another thing that I don't think, sorry, I'm talking way too much, but that people don't always think about is personal neighbours or possible. I think that's very important.
Absolutely. So having those connections that are safe. Yeah. Absolutely. And then once the baby is born, what does, like, are you present for the birth? Would you just go to the hospital and they hand you the baby? Like, what does that look like?
Well, again, it's...
You know me way too good to say that I would stand away.
I know you.
Sorry.
I think that's again a conversation we have with the surrogate as well.
Yeah.
I think being there for the birth is a good thing, and we've had conversations around, you know, who will cut the cord and who will do this and will be there, and obviously we know things like first contact with baby is very important, so, you know, those
Look
are...
at you, brownie points. Yes. Yeah. Sorry, keep on going.
Anyway, so, you know, it's a very good conversation to have.
Yeah.
And sometimes I've heard of surrogates who say, you know, they'll just have the baby and don't have contact with the baby, and others might want to be there.
Yeah.
So again, I think it's a very straight up conversation, but, you know, ideally we'd love to be there at the birth, and, you know.
Also, I, you know, with my midwifery background, I think it's very important for the surrogate to still be the main subject of the birth. So I believe you need to follow the direction of the surrogate. Does that make sense? You know, it's not what is our birth plan, it's what's her birth plan.
Yes.
It's not, you know, this is how we would like to do it. This is your situation that you're going through. And we've had that conversation about my, you know, medical background as well. I would like to take the position of parent in that situation. I don't want to be the person who decides make the medical decisions for her.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, absolutely.
Like,
You're trusting in the doctors.
we're trusting the professionals to advise her and us.
Yeah.
Because I think that we've seen some horrible cases where people, you know, you've got some medical knowledge and some midwifery knowledge, and then you take over.
Absolutely. And then what about, so once the baby's born, is it just a matter of when the surrogate decides, okay, I'm going to give, you know, I'll give you the baby on day 2 after the birth, or is there legal processes involved? Are there any extra costs?
Yeah. So usually, so how the conversation goes throughout the pregnancy is, after the surrogate is pregnant, you know, the government, for instance, Auranga Tamariki, doesn't want to be involved in any of that. So at the end of the pregnancy process, Auranga Tamariki will have a conversation with us. Now, we are known to call Auranga Tamariki, so that's not a conversation that's going to be an issue. Have a conversation with the surrogate, and then there's some legal requirements. So that will be, she needs to see a lawyer. We see a lawyer. We pay for both lawyers, because remember, that's part of the pregnancy cost. And then that baby can be given to the intended parents straight after birth.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
So as quick, as
As
long
quick
as the
as-
paperwork's done.
It's
No,
all
paperwork can be done
No
2 days after it's done.
Okay.
so 12 days. So after the 12th day,
Yep.
that's when she signs the paperwork. But you can have the baby on immediately
Yeah.
after birth.
Oh wow! I didn't know that.
Yeah. I mean, we had a conversation with another surrogate who said, you know, she, in her case, she just wanted, she would like those first cuddles, and I think that's lovely.
Yeah.
You know, and then thereafter she would like the baby to go to the intended parents, and I thought that was lovely. So there's these conversations around it,
Yeah.
as well as, I mean, this is me thinking way far ahead, but even things like, for instance, breast milk. You know, is that a conversation that the surrogate will go, you know what, I would love to give you guys some breast milk for the first 2 weeks. You know, because we all know that's important. Some surrogates might say, no, thank you, I don't want to. So it's very open conversation.
Any other thoughts from you? Anything else that I might not know about things?
I mean, it's conversations that needs to be had, and I think that's very important. And just understanding the whole process is, I think we can just learn as you go as well, and get. I think, you know, it's always good to get legal advice beforehand as well. And so, you know, if you obviously Barry's mentioned lawyers as well, so that's important.
And then what about like if a surrogate, so like if a surrogate is based in a different city or a different town, would you be willing to travel to meet somebody who's
Good
serious?
question, yes.
Oh,
I think
good
that's a very
question.
good question.
Yeah.
And yes, we will, you know, we will
100%.
travel
Yeah.
to the surrogate and meet with the surrogate and do the whole process back and forwards. You know, we can pay for flights to come here, or we go to her, whichever we agree upon in conversations. So we are open to that, yes.
Oh, very cool.
Yeah.
That's good to know, because you could end up with somebody who's in Auckland or down south, so it's good to know that you're willing to either travel yourselves.
Yeah, and with that comes the whole process of, okay, she's pregnant now, we're going to fly down and go with her to appointments if she wants us to be there. go to scans and that kind of stuff. We'll make a point of doing that as well.
Lovely.
Did I tell you I had a dream?
What was your dream?
Oh, I had this dream last night about us going to a scan with a surrogate, but I'll tell you later about it. it was lovely. It was lovely.
Yeah, I bet. I bet.
But yes, so we definitely want to be part of that process. And yes, I mean, New Zealand is small enough. You just get on a flight and you're there in an hour and a half. It's so easy to do.
Yeah.
So even the insemination process beforehand, the pregnancy, the birth.
Yeah.
And something. Sorry, yes.
What with insemination? Yes. So, is that something you want to talk about now, or is it something you talk about with the surrogate? Have you got any ideas on what your insemination looks like?
Do you want to talk about that? I want to talk about that. I don't want to talk about everything.
You speak so well. I'll give it to you.
That's okay. No, okay. So we've had a lot of thought about this. Why are you laughing?
It's because we know you.
You know that I'm talking to you. We had some conversations and we thought about it. Our preferred way that we want to do surrogacy is traditional surrogacy. Now, do you know the difference between traditional surrogacy and
my
gestational?
understanding of surrogacy is that like a clinic is involved and it involves egg retrieval and sperm, and then it's put together. And
Right, you can. I'll leave that for you to explain.
So that's my understanding of surrogacy.
Yeah. So that is what we call gestational surrogacy.
Okay.
So gestational surrogacy is we use somebody that's the surrogate.
Yep.
She is what we call the oven. So she is just looking after the pregnancy. Okay. Then you have the egg donor, who's a completely different person, who donates her eggs that gets fertilized outside of the body in a clinic, clinic setting. When there's an embryo, they plant it into the uterus.
Right.
Okay. And then afterwards, you have a baby. So that's just gestational surrogacy. Test tube baby. Which is, and that's where you've got clinics involved, a lot of cost, not a lot of success.
And it's quite unnatural, I guess.
Well, we would like to do traditional surrogacy, and I think that's a lead up into more natural as can be.
Yeah.
So traditional surrogacy is, it's this woman's body, her uterus, and it's her egg. And it's as easy as a syringe and inseminate with the semen and done. I think we're going to talk about the kit as well at some stage.
Yeah, that's just what I wanted to say is we did get a kit from Hapu Helpers, so and we'll do a review open video on a separate.
It's quite nice. I've had a look at it.
And then just on that, so with the traditional surrogacy, is it like once you've got the sample, there's within a certain time it needs to be inseminated?
Yes. So they say as quick as possible, but when you go for semen analysis, they're not worried about it for about an hour. So it's not as if you need to go directly. Yeah. But yes, there is a bit of a quick as possible. So it would be travelling to the surrogate, do a sample there, and just immediately syringed in.
You can also go through the option of doing it again through a clinic, where you deliver the sample and they do it, and plant it in medically or surgery. Well, not surgically, but just with cameras and scans and all that kind of stuff. But that's very invasive, sort of.
Well, it's not our way that we would like to do it. It's
unnatural. So it's basically just like Barry said. Yeah. Let's get a syringe.
I like that.
Like just natural.
Yeah. Well, it sounds a little bit turkey based, but it is not, okay? Yeah. When we do the review with the Helper kit, when we do no, I don't know what you're talking about. When we do the review with the Helper kit, you will see it. It's amazing what those two women have done. Yeah. And leaps and bounds for home inseminations,
Yeah.
and they're a couple who's went out there and said, "Oh my gosh,
Yeah.
there's not enough help for traditional surrogacy and home insemination."
I suppose it would have been more like going to the chemist or going online and sort of figuring out what you might need to order with a kit. And like I read the website and it said how they've got a special design for the syringe.
Of the syringe.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Yeah,
it's
and I
amazing.
just thought that's so well thought out and taken care of. And it's something that was very personal for them.
Yes.
And they've made it easier for others. So.
I think for us, for me personally, I think we think of surrogacy as a more natural way than, I don't know exactly how to put it. We would like it to be as natural as possible.
Yeah.
As sacred as possible.
Yeah.
As easy as possible. Organic. Oh man, look at that. That's why I married you.
See, I was just thinking
It's not just the looks.
Yeah.
No, definitely organic. Just a more organic process.
Yeah.
And I think that's what we want our relationship to be with, as well with the surrogate. During pregnancy and afterwards, it's a more organic approach.
I like that a lot. Anything else you'd like to share with potential surrogates who might be watching?
Gosh, excuse me, I've got a cold.
No, I think the best thing is if anybody is interested, just contact.
Well, that's the whole thing. Is I'm not allowed to, and I won't. But we've gone for someone to be a surrogate for us or reach out to us, and it's just putting it out there, calling. If you think about it, if you want to know more about it,
Contact us. Yeah.
Just talk to us, or even reach out to Rebecca. She's got all the contact.
I think that's important to say that actually.
Yeah.
Is that all our contact details that's on the website and all our socials are going through Rebecca.
So
Yeah.
And the reason for that is just so that there's a female.
I think,
making.
do you want to speak about that? Because I think that's really important.
I'll make a separate video, but just in a nutshell, I think it's really important for, if there is a surrogate out there, for them to just talk to a female first. So it's not as intimidating if somebody rang you and they're like, oh, I've talked to them and now I'm obligated to go through with this, and I'm going to be forced and coerced when all I wanted was more information.
Yes.
Whereas I can be that buffer and introduce surrogate to
I
you.
think
and
that's a
vice
good
versa.
idea.
yeah,
Brilliant.
Yeah. Wonderful. That was really insightful, and I've actually learned quite a bit. So thank you, because it's not something, like I said, it's not part of my life. Surrogacy is not part of my life. And it's not something I've known about, except for what I've seen on media, and it's very Americanized and very
Definitely.
Almost you hear of people being a surrogate as a job, because they've been paid a monthly fee or whatever.
Yeah.
So this is really nice that it is a bit more organic and a bit more relational.
Yeah,
Definitely.
And I think we've had the conversation previously. I know it's something that a lot of people think and talk about, is COVID vaccines and that kind of stuff. We're not fussed, we're not phased. If you've had COVID vaccines, that's okay. If you haven't, that's also okay.
Yeah.
And it's I know some people aren't are looking for surrogates without that. We said we are able to.
Excellent. I think the first step is
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Thank you.
No worries.
Pleasure. Well, let's do a cheers on that one. Or do you have anything left? I don't know if you've got anything left. Cheers.
Cheers.